Good afternoon. It's very nice to see so many of you still here after the lunch break. We were afraid that we might lose many of you, but luckily not. So our guests from Nepal arrived here on Sunday evening, and yesterday we spent the day going through our presentations and noticed that we had a lot of same things on Hellevi's and my mind and their mind. So we decided that we will give more time for them because they have arrived all the way from Nepal here to tell us about the project. So Hellevi and I will only do a very brief background introduction to the project. And like we heard already in the morning, we've had this population health and environment project since 2011, so it's third year running now, and we are hoping to continue also after this year. We have 4 partners: WWF Finland and WWF Nepal, Väestöliitto and Family Planning Association of Nepal. And this project is funded by Ministry for Foreign Affairs of Finland, the co-financing from WWF Finland and Väestöliitto.
And this is not the first time that we are giving a presentation together with Tanja. And often we have been asked that how did you find each other? How did the cooperation start? And actually it was not only on the initiative of the Ministry for Foreign Affairs. We both the WWF Finland and Väestöliitto, we had a long experience of cooperation in Nepal. We both had been working for about 10 years there, and Väestöliitto had been cooperating with the Family Planning Association of Nepal, and it was only or mainly on sexual and reproductive health and rights to different target groups, to young people and women. And after we had been there working on these issues for such a long time, it became clear that at least the young people were not anymore satisfied with this narrow approach. They wanted more. They wanted to develop their capacities to work better and more for their communities. And they wanted also to have such capacities that would enable them to go to the labor market. So somehow we came to a point when we had to think about some other solutions. Then when we started to talk about these issues with WWF, actually we noticed that we had been working separately in the same regions with same people. So it was very simple actually to start to develop something joint. And as to WWF Nepal, they had this experience of PHE, Population Health Environment Project, which had been implemented already earlier, and they had good experiences, good results of it, and they wanted to continue also that kind of work. So, and also, if we think of the sexual health community, sexual health and rights community, more extensively, so it was those times in 2008, 2009, when we started to talk more about environmental issues, and we saw the link between sexual and reproductive health and environmental issues. So also from that perspective, it was so self-evident that we start to work on these issues. And as we both are also organizations whose work is based on human rights approach. That was also something that was common to us. So there were many things that led us to cooperate. And then this region where we had been working and where we are still working, it's so-called Terai Arc. It's in the south of Nepal by the Indian border. And there a big problem is a high population growth, which is due to both high fertility and migration, internal migration to this region. And it's the density of population is a big threat to, especially to forests, because people there are poor and they are very much dependent on the forests, and that causes forest degradation. So really there were many reasons why we have started to work there. And now this project is also part of a TAL landscape program, which is implemented by the government of Nepal.
And briefly, how does this project work in practice? So it was us, WWF Finland, who coordinate the project, and we get the funding from MFA, and we finalize the reports. We have a separate contract with each of these 3 other partners. They all have their own budgets and work plans, and they send us the financial reports separately, but the technical reports are prepared together in cooperation. And both WWF and FPAN are still working on their field of expertise. So WWF is not doing sexual and reproductive health things, but FPAN is doing that, what they know. But what we're doing together is planning, implementation and monitoring. And also we organize a lot of trainings together across sectors, which you will hear more about that. So there are still a lot of sector-specific activities as well. But we're searching for synergies in this project. And there are quite many themes in the project as well. Part of them traditional WWF work, and part of them Väestöliitto's and FPAN's works. Just to show you briefly, also this will come in more detail in Bunus and Sumana's presentations. Just a couple of pictures from the project site in Nepal, just to get you the mood. But this was very briefly from us, because we want to give more time to you.
Yes.